Rayshawn Taylor. In the backcourt, Brian Taylor, the cousin of Rayshawn Taylor, also in the starting lineup. And a 6'10" sophomore forward is Kyle Thomas. For SEMO, Rob Martin is the point guard. B.J. Ward is a sophomore guard. Troy Cole also in the backcourt at 6'5", 200 pounds, averaging over 5.5 points per game. Brendan Terry in the backcourt, 6'7", 215-pound junior forward. That's the starting five for the Redhawks. It's time now for the opening tip-off, brought to you by Realtors. Navigate a complex world of home buying or selling with an agent who is a Realtor. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors. SIUE number 2, Southeast Missouri State number 1. The Redhawks come out in the home white uniforms. SIUE in the visiting black. There's the tip-off, controlled in backcourt by SEMO, and they're going to bring it across the timeline with Rob Martin, their leading scorer, averaging over 14 points per game. And SEMO, the Redhawks, moving left to right on your radio dial here in downtown Evansville. On the drive is Martin. He gets right to the glass, beat his man off the dribble. That's an easy 2 right to the rack.
They're really, really good at misdirection, at making you think it's going one way and coming back the other.
There's a deflection out to midcourt, but picked up by the Cougars. Coming off a ball screen is Rayshawn Taylor. Now Brian Taylor in the lane, had his pocket picked. Off the theft, it's B.J. Ward. There's the alley-oop to Troy Cole, and he finishes in transition. A blistering start for the Redhawks. It's 4-0 early.
Going to be key. We said it all along. You cannot give this SEMO team easy live ball turnovers.
Troy Cole coming off a career-high 17 points last night in their semifinal win. SEMO 4, SIUE nothing. A minute gone here in the first half. Perimeter right. This is Ring Malith from the free throw line. Lines one up. It's off the right side of the rim. Picked up by the Redhawks. Off of the rebound. They have the ball plus a 4-0 early lead here at the Ford Center. Thomas tried to dump it inside in the post, but the ball was kicked out. Let's quickly pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is Westwood 1, your home for NCAA March Madness. Southeast Missouri with the basketball, right corner 3. That's Teddy Washington. That's hard off the rim. Rebound picked up away by the Cougars. Looking for their first points. They throw it away. Intercepted. This is Rob Martin across the timeline into the front court. Leaves it. Transition 3 from the high right. That's no good. Offered up by B.J. Ward. Very hard 3. Picked up by SIUE. They've got the ball with Ring Malith. He's a transfer from Barton Community College, won a junior college national championship last year. Hands off to Rayshawn Taylor. High arcing 3 from the top, and it's good.
That's what he needed. Now he's 15 points away from being the all-time leading scorer at SIU Edwardsville. They've got to do a better job with the passing and with taking care of the ball, but that's a good 3 to get him started.
Taylor leads the team and ranks second in the OVC in made threes, and they get a 3 right back. Does SEMO with Rob Martin, a 40% outside shooter from distance.
Rob Martin is so good going either way. Such a quick trigger with that pull-up 3.
He's got 5 points. He's 2 for 2 from the field. A missed shot the other way. Picked up by Martin across the timeline of the front court. They swing it left side to Washington for 3. That's hard. Hit off the window, but a long rebound, the offensive rebound claimed by the Redhawks. They're going to slow it up tempo-wise here. They lead 7-3. About 3 minutes gone here in this first half. On the drive baseline is Brendan Terry, but his shot was blocked, and the loose ball picked away by Southern Illinois Edwardsville. Ring Malith down the lane, throws up a wild shot, but kisses it off the glass and gets it go down.
Ring Malith can make a few of those wild shots. What he doesn't need to do is take tough fadeaways from the elbow. Get to the rim like he just did. Finishing with his right hand.
Redhawks 7, Cougars 5 in the OVC championship game. Right wing is Rob Martin, and he lost his balance, but he does so because he was pushed to the hardwood here at the Ford Center and takes a tumbling roll around the free throw line, but that's going to be a personal foul on SIUE on defense. That's the first team foul. And the personal foul is going to go on B.J. Ward. And underneath the basket, SEMO looking to get it in. They lead 7-5. First half, 16:51 to play. They get it into Terry. Dribble handoff with Martin. Martin right wing. Top of the key to Washington. Down the right side of the lane. Had his shot recycled at the glass by Ring Malif. Transition. This is Rayshawn Taylor. Step back three from the perimeter left. That's off the rim. Long rebound. Washington over to Martin for three from the right wing. Yes! Rob Martin with his second triple. And it's 10-5.
Such a great job of throwing the ball ahead. The pace is too fast right now for SIU Edwardsville. They've got to get some ball reversals in the half court, not take the first shot, make this defense work.
Martin has 8 of the team's 10 points. It's 10-5. And now we have a whistle with Ring Malif with the basketball on the high right. And we got a foul, I believe, on Simo. Actually, he's knocked the ball out of bounds over on the far sideline.
But that's the third time, Matt, we've seen SIU Edwardsville lose the ball. They kept it here, but lose the ball because they're just not strong enough with it right now.
Desmond Polk to get it in to Taylor. The leading scorer in the conference goes left side with it to Ward. Ward dribbles high at the high post. 5 to shoot. This is Kyle Thomas. 2 to shoot. Thomas with the dribble picks it up and passes it to Ring Malif. And it's a shot clock violation on the defensive end by Simo. A turnover by SIUE and a timeout on the floor here at the Ford Center. 15:56 to play in the first half. It's 10-5. Simo over SIUE in the OVC finals. This is Westwood One's coverage of Conference Championship Week.
Science is not an opinion. People come before pipelines. It's not too late to act on climate. No one is above the law. At Earth Justice, we hold these beliefs to be self-evident. As a national legal nonprofit fighting for your right to a healthy environment, we are 150-plus lawyers representing clients free of charge because now, more than ever, the Earth needs a good lawyer. No one fights more cases on the environment than Earth Justice. And we win because these are fights we cannot lose. We win for scientists so they can serve at the EPA. We win at the Supreme Court because clean water is for everyone. We win against fossil fuel plants so communities can breathe freely. If you believe what we believe, then help us fight the good fight and help us keep winning by going to earthjustice.org today. That's earthjustice.org.
Mom, Dad.
Before you throw out those unused medicines, just think for a minute.
Grandma, Grandpa, all you guys take meds. That's why you gotta dispose of your old pills correctly.
Those pills for your back pain or migraines.
When you throw them in the trash, those medicines can become lethal in the wrong hands. Our hands. You may be finished with that medicine,
but those pills are making me real popular at school.
My brother James could think they're candy. Our dog loves to get in the garbage, and those meds can make him sick or worse. So stop. There are better ways to dispose of your unused meds.
There are lots of police stations, local pharmacies, and hospitals that are approved to take in unused meds and dispose of them safely.
Disposal sites are close by.
It's easy, and it's the right thing to do. For us. The ones you love.
To find a medicine disposal site near you, visit www.safe.pharmacy. A public service message from the National Association of Boards of Pharmacy.
Along with Tom Crean, I'm Matt Taylor, and you're listening to Conference Championship Week on Westwood One, presented by Progressive Insurance. You could save big when you bundle your auto, home, motorcycle, RV, or boat. Visit Progressive.com. 10-5, Simo leads SIUE Edwardsville here in the OVC championship game. Simo with the basketball, perimeter right, on the elbow, coming off a screen. The master of the mid-range, Rob Martin, with 2 more. He's got 10 of the 12 points, and it's 12-5, Redhawks over the Cougars.
Beautiful execution out of the timeout. They got the defender trailing across the top. Robert Martin goes right into a pull-up off his right hand.
This is Miles Thompson into the game. They work into the left corner for Ring Malif, and he lost control of the handle, and he was bodied up defensively by Troy Cole, who causes a turnover.
Well, then SIU Edwardsville has not responded to the physicality or the speed of the game at all right now. They're fortunate it's not more. They've got to be stronger with the ball. They've got to quit trying to beat people off the dribble, screen and pass if they're going to have any success getting into this game, getting into a flow.
And they've already suffered 4 turnovers. In the post, banging away. This is Thompson, and he left it short. Rebound ripped away by Kyle Thompson, who just checked into the ball game. He's going to bring it up across half court himself. Dribble handoff between he and Brian Taylor. Taylor inside the arc, going to work in the post himself. Fadeaway shot from the paint. That's off the front of the rim. Thompson was fighting for the ball between he and Teddy Washington, and a whistle comes out. We're going to have a foul, but stand by. Let's see. It's going to go against Simo, fighting for that rebound on Washington. And checking out will be Brendan Terry. He's going to take a seat. Coming in the front court will be David Aidada, a big 7-footer, a junior center from the Netherlands. Inbound left corner. This is way off the top of the backboard support system. That was a wild shot by Brian Taylor.
Yes, it was. SIU Edwardsville likes to score quick and out of bounds, but not that quick off the top of the board.
Simo's got the ball, plus a 7-point advantage, 12-5, 14 and a half minutes to play here in the first half, and a turnover out front. Some miscommunication there between the guards for the Redhawks, and they throw it out of bounds on the near sideline, and that's going to be the first turnover by Simo, but they still lead by 7, 12-5, and so SIU trying to get some more half-court fluidity, if you will, Tom, when they've got the ball in their end.
Well, the defense was fantastic there. It was ball pressure. There was miscommunication because they couldn't get open. And that's the first possession we've seen all game where SIU Edwardsville has come out and imposed some defensive will to match what Simo's bringing on their defensive end.
Some substitutions here. Simo puts in Braxton Stacker, a junior guard, former member of an Ohio Valley Conference member in Murray State in 2022-2023. Meanwhile, SIUE sends in Declan Dillon, a backup point guard, to run the show here on offense. Give and go, top of the key, Rayshawn Taylor. High arcing shot from straight away. No, but the rebound pulled away by Thompson. Going to work. He's a left-handed post player. Shields his body away from the defense. Gets it up on the glass and scores. It's 12-7.
Miles Thompson is as uncanny as can possibly be, and is lethal with that left hand around the basket.
He averages over 5 points per game. 12-7 our score. SIUE on defense down by 5. Ward to Aidada, top of the key. Dribble handoff to Martin. Pulls up from mid-range, just inside the arc, but that's long. Long rebound controlled by Declan Dillon. Here come the Cougars, down by 5 as we approach 13 and a half minutes to go in the first half. Driving down the right side of the lane is Thompson. Tried to go in a reverse layup, but the shot was blocked, and the rebound taken away by Simo. They've got the ball leading by 5. Top of the key, Washington, guarded by Dillon. Washington in the lane. Turnaround jumper. Yes, pure. Teddy Washington with a smooth J.
That's where Teddy Washington Jr. is at his best. Getting in that paint, planting his feet, getting a straight up turnaround, not a fade turnaround.
Dillon trying to body up Washington on the other end in the paint. The ball pinballs around, finally controlled by the Redhawks. They lead by 7, their largest advantage of the night. Out front is Martin, dribbles over to the right wing, top of the key. This is Stacker off the bench. Stacker puts it on the hardwood, drives into the paint, working on Ring Malif, got him in the air, forces up a shot, no, missed everything. Rebound taken away by Aidada, and he's wrestling with some SIUE players. That was Declan Dillon who got in the mix.
He's tough, Matt. He is a tough guy.
And we got a tie up and a jump ball, and we're going the other way as the Cougars wrestle away from Simo.
Declan Dillon is unafraid. He had a great drive last night to the basket, took on a bigger guy, got there. Driving baseline on the right side. He's fearless. He's a grad. He knows this could be it. So he's leaving it all out there defensively and with his toughness.
Yeah, he played 4 seasons at Division II, Winona State. That's in Minnesota. Coming up to the Division I level to close out his career. SIUE Edwardsville with the basketball down by 7. Driving is Brian Taylor, cut off on the baseline. Outside to Dillon. Dillon's going to drive right on the baseline. Puts up a shot. No. Rebound. Arnis Sakanis, and he scores. Sakanis from Tinley Park, Illinois on the putback. It's 14-9. Now we got some backcourt pressure by SIU Edwardsville, and we have a foul out front. Teddy Washington hit the floor. Declan Dillon, I think, is going to be nailed for a personal foul near the timeline.
How about Sakanis goes from being a walk-in, walk-on, coming into the office to now playing in a championship game with under 35 minutes, 36 minutes away from being able to go into the, 32 minutes away from being able to go into the NCAA tournament.
No question about it. Later on, we'll select the smart coaching move of the game, sponsored by Prevagen. Prevagen, made for your brain. 12:07 to play, first half. Southeast Missouri 14, SIU Edwardsville 9. And we have a stoppage here. I think they're going to bring out the cleanup crew to mop up some sweat and some other particles on the floor.
I need a little Prevagen right now because I can get my math right. Looking at the clock and tricking myself. I'll be right back.
Well, turnovers here, a problem for SIUE. They've got 4 already, but they've calmed down a little bit in the half court. They're getting better shots, and they're getting offensive rebounds as well.
Well, they can get to the rim, and the trick is going to be, okay, if you can score early, go at it. But don't force shots when you've got a team. You've got to get this team into long closeouts because of the way they defend the 3. And they're playing really tight defense right now. So keep reversing it. Get some back cuts.
Right. Don't
be in a rush. If you can get to the rim, get to the rim. And the last thing you want to do against this defense is take a quick 3.
Yeah, they're out rebounding SEMO so far, 10-7. Southeast Missouri State looking to advance to the NCAA tournament for the second time in 3 years. Meanwhile, SIU Edwardsville, they're in the OVC championship game for the first time ever. They started playing Division I basketball in 2008. So should they win tonight, they will punch their ticket to the big dance as a Division I program for the first time ever. They played in 5 Division II NCAA tournaments. So they work into the backcourt. Rob Martin for SEMO has the basketball. SEMO in the white, SIUE in the black as the number 2 seed tonight. Out front is Stacker near the timeline. Goes left side to Washington. Now Washington between the rings. Pulls up. High arching 3. That's off the right side of the rim. Rebound pulled away by Taylor. Up ahead. This is Taylor, his cousin, in coverage. He lost control of the ball on his knife into the paint. And he is fouled on his way to the basket. And that takes us to a media timeout. The under 12 media timeout here at the Ford Center with a break in the action. Sponsored by Verizon Straight Talk. Need more data so you can stream your Jam Mix on loop? Switch to Straight Talk and get real unlimited data on a reliable 5G network. Straight Talk available at Walmart or straighttalk.com. It is SEMO 14, SIUE 9. You're listening to the Conference Championship Week on Westwood One.
It's March matchup season at BetMGM. Ready to shoot your shot? Lock in your picks for this year's tournament with the sportsbook born in Vegas. Being on the sidelines is one thing. This March, get into the game with exciting state-of-the-art live tracking technology, exclusive sportsbook selections, and so much more. Check out BetMGM Originals for dozens of markets you won't find anywhere else. Take a shot at our exciting free-to-play games for your chance at scoring odds boost tokens, bonus bets, and many other prizes. Plus, new players can score up to $1,500 in bonus bets if their first bet loses. From the big dogs to the underdogs, March matchups at BetMGM is a player's best friend. Sign up to catch the excitement and experience college hoops like never before with BetMGM. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 years of age and older. North Carolina only. First bet offers for new customers only. All other promotions for existing customers. Subject to eligibility requirements and rewards may vary. Gambling problem? Call 877-718-5543 or visit morethanagame.nc.gov.
I'm Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I learned about atrial fibrillation the hard way. My symptoms would come and go. Shortness of breath, fatigue. I kept going. Then I got so lightheaded, I couldn't. My doctor said I have AFib, so I'm about 5 times more likely to have a stroke. Other symptoms, irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain can come and go, but the risk of stroke stays. If you have symptoms, tell a doctor. Visit notimetowait.com.
Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
At United Fidelity Bank, we want to help you earn more interest now. For information about our highest available CD rates, contact one of our 8 Evansville area banking centers or visit unitedfidelity.com. United Fidelity Bank has been serving its customers and its communities since 1914. As part of our mission, we are proud to be the presenting sponsor of this year's Ohio Valley Conference Men's and Women's Basketball Championship at the Ford Center in Evansville, Indiana. United Fidelity Bank, member FDIC.
The OVC Basketball Championships are presented by United Fidelity Bank. For more information about their highest available CD rates, visit unitedfidelity.com. United Fidelity Bank, serving their communities since 1914. First free throw up and good by Brian Taylor. It's 14-10 after that made free throw by SIU Edwardsville. 11:46 to play here in the first half of the OVC Championship game. The number 1 versus number 2 in the final. Missed shot, but an offensive rebound by Brian Thomas for the Cougars, and they're going to reset in the half court. Out front, Rayshawn Taylor, the OVC Player of the Year. Had a poke from his possession between the rings, gets it back, goes left side to his cousin Brian Taylor, knifes his way into the lane, still with the dribble, fadeaway jumper off the glass, no. Rebound again offensively by the Cougars. They get another crack at it, and they spin their way to the basket with Jordan Pickett. And he goes tumbling to the hardwood, takes a hard contact foul, and he'll shoot 2 from the charity stripe with 11:25 to play in the first half.
Impressive again. Miles Thompson gets that offensive rebound, grabs it with his left hand, gets it kicked back out. He is so easy to underestimate when he comes into the game, but he is so effective. And along with Ray Malik, they are both national champions from Barton County Community College.
First free throw no good by Pickett coming off the bench. 6'3", 190-pound sophomore guard from Belleville, Illinois. He's an 80% foul shooter. Last night he had 3 points in 10 minutes for SIUE in their dramatic win over Tennessee State. In the semifinal, he misses a pair of free throws. An 80% foul shooter comes up empty there. 14-10 remains the score. SEMO's never trailed. Their biggest advantage so far has been 7. Right now it's at 4. SEMO driving in the lane. This is a two-face into the ball game. This is TJ Beal. He is cut off. They work it back top of the key. B.J. Ward drives down the left side of the lane. Back out left corner to Beal for 3. That's long, and a rebound controlled by Jordan Pickett for SIU Edwardsville. He's going to saunter across the timeline. Pick up his dribble. Perimeter right. Gets it to Thompson. Thompson going to work in the post. Banging away, looking to find a crease. And that's a high arcing shot. Hook shot off the front of the rim. No. He also banked it too, but could not get the roll. It's 14-10 as Martin pulls down the rebound for SEMO. Redhawks have the basketball up by 4. Stacker trying to bully his way into the lane. He's cut off, gives off to Ward. Stops and pops from the free throw line. That's off. And the rebound controlled by Brian Taylor for the Cougars.
Ward was really off balance, driving with his left hand across the middle.
And Taylor goes right to the glass, spins baseline, and kisses it off the window. It's 14-12. Taylor heating up with a nifty move.
And he did not have a very good offensive night last night. If SIU Edwardsville is going to win, Brian Taylor's got to be a huge part of that.
Yeah, last night only had 3 points, but did have a team-high 5 assists. So far tonight, he's got 3 points. It's 14-12. Martin coming off a screen. Inside slip, finds a cutter. That's Brendan Terry, who finishes at the glass.
Great job. Great pass by Robert Martin, leaving the air. There was nobody to tag on the weak side, and they gave up a layup.
Terry averaging 11 points per game in the starting lineup, 6'7". Last night, he fouled out with about 2 minutes and 45 seconds to play in the game. 16-12. The lead is 4 for SEMO. Rayshawn Taylor curls into the lane, gets a man up in the air and scores. Taylor with a nice move in the lane and a finish at the glass.
That's very nice. And he was able to drive it from the left wing, get with his right hand to the middle of the floor. He's had very little opportunity tonight.
And he's got 5 points. Meanwhile, the other way, offensive foul, Southeast Missouri. They turn it over. And there was an offensive foul on the perimeter left, setting a screen. And checking the replay.
I like it. I like Rayshawn Taylor. He got right up into the body.
No doubt.
Might have pulled on him just a little bit, but it's March. But it was good. And a great charge call.
That's the 4th team foul called on SEMO. It was a charge out front. Meanwhile, driving is Taylor with a reverse layup. Couldn't finish, but there to clean up the mess is Kyle Thomas on the offensive putback, and the game is tied.
Edwardsville is so good at following up penetration. When you go to the rim for the layup, you miss it, but there's somebody flying behind. This time it was Kyle Thomas.
Game is tied after SIUE trailed by as many as 7. Meanwhile, Braxton Stacker in the lane, and he's fouled. He's hacked across the arm on his path to the basket.
Stacker's such a good driver, especially with his right hand. He had some key drives last night against Little Rock. He's effective. He can get the ball out in front, strong at the rim.
8:55 to play in the first half. Game is tied at 16. SIU Edwardsville, they have never led in this game so far. They were swept in 2 matchups by SEMO in the regular season earlier this year. Stopping and popping from the left wing, and that's no good. That shot was offered up by Damarian Walkup, who plays about 9 minutes per game off the bench. His first shot is no good. Driving is Taylor outside, and that's Pickett for 3 from the right wing. That's off, but another offensive rebound by the Cougars. Out front, deep 3. Taylor, yes! Straight away, and the Cougars have their first lead at 19-16.
And if you're Brian Baroni and you know you've got to have your second leading scorer have a big game, you're feeling really good 12 minutes into this game.
SIUE out-rebounding SEMO 18-9, and we have a turnover on the other end of the floor as the Redhawks throw it away. Pass was intercepted, and they quickly shoveled ahead to Brian Taylor. Taylor to Ring Malith, and he's going to drive to the basket, forces up a shot and a foul, and he will go to the line to shoot two as he hits the deck hard. And that'll stop the clock with 8:04 to play in the first half. Matt Taylor and Tom Crean here at our Granger broadcast position at the Ford Center in Evansville, Indiana. For the ones who get it done, there's Granger offering professional-grade products for all industries. Fast delivery when you call. Click Granger.com or just stop by.
One of the keys to guarding Robert Martin is to switch up who's guarding him and look to get bigger on him. And even though Jordan Pickett is not 6'10", he is 6'3", and that size has bothered Robert Martin. Outside of the assist for the layup, he's really affected him. He's having trouble getting by him. That was an outstanding defense as they sub Jordan Pickett out.
So Ring Malith at the line to shoot two. He's a 76% foul shooter last night, 8 points, 4 rebounds. As you said, transferred from Barton Community College. Had a season-high 9 made free throws against Ball State earlier this year. Connects on 2 right there. And SIUE on a little bit of a run here. An 8-0 run over the last 1 minute and 27 seconds. 7:55 to play in the first half. 21-16 is the score. Stacker out front. Dribble handoff between he and Washington. High left on the perimeter. Washington right side to Ward. Ward puts it on the hardwood, but he lost the ball. Intercepted and taken out of there by Taylor. Taylor to Brian. Taylor finishes at the cup and scores from down 7 to up 7. SIUE 23 and SEMO 16.
Great quick hands by Rayshawn Taylor to create that steal and then throw it ahead to Brian Taylor for the layup.
SIUE has made 5 of their last 7 field goals. Meanwhile, Washington the other way with the behind-the-back dribble. In the paint he goes again, probing outside to Walkup. Walkup with about 5 on the shot clock and a foul out front. And that's a body on Walkup. Yeah. They're going to get Desmond Polk.
We could call that foul. Probably we could have called it 12 times already. That's the kind of foul you don't want to see in a game like this. He never impeded his progress going to the rim. But what's happened is the scene has totally turned. SIU Edwardsville has turned the tide and picked up the speed and made SEMO uncomfortable.
SIUE out in front 23-16 with 7:08 to play in the first half. Our score here in the OVC Finals in half number 1. You're listening to Conference Championship Week here on Westwood One.
David is a real Prevagen user, and this is his story.
Nice to meet you. My name is David. I've been a pharmacist for 44 years, and I'm from Flowery Branch, Georgia. When I first started taking Prevagen, I noticed stuff just seemed to come together and fit like a jigsaw puzzle. When I have customers come in, I recommend Prevagen. Number 1, because it's safe and effective, does not require a prescription, and I've been taking it quite a while myself, and I know it works. I wouldn't recommend something like Prevagen if I didn't think it was worth it because it works so good for me. And I love it when the customers come back in and tell me, David, that really works so good. Makes my day.
Prevagen, at stores everywhere without a prescription. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Testimonialist was compensated for their time.
This is the story of the one. As a quality technician in a food processing center, she knows that making the right call is the best way to avoid a recall. That's why she trusts Granger's world-class supply chain to deliver the high-quality supplies she needs to help keep her production line, her equipment, and her customers happy and healthy. Call 1-800-GRANGER, click Granger.com, or just stop by. Granger, for the ones who get it done.
Something amazing is happening here. The next era of AI has arrived. CDW data engineers are helping organizations harness the power of AI with Intel Core Ultra processors. The power to run workloads faster means greater productivity, giving your business a better shot at success. Intel and CDW make amazing happen. Learn more at cdw.com/Intel Client.
Welcome back to the Ford Center in downtown Evansville, the site of the OVC championship game. 7 minutes and 8 seconds to play in the first half. It is SIU Edwardsville 23 and Southeast Missouri 16. March Madness coming to a court near you. Experience it live as the nation's best college basketball teams compete for a chance to cut down the nets. Secure your seats today at ncaa.com/MBB tickets. So, Tom, right now, SIU Edwardsville on an 11-0 run. Meanwhile, SEMO hasn't scored in about 2 minutes and 47 seconds.
Well, they did a great job of going on Robert Martin, took his scoring away from him. But the key to the game right now, Matt, is the rebounding numbers are 18-9 in favor of SIU Edwardsville.
Teddy Washington with a shot on the right baseline fadeaway, no. And a fight for the rebound, and both teams went after it. Last touched by SIUE, so out of bounds to SEMO, and they're going to get another chance here with 6:54 to play in the first half. And their largest lead was 7, but now they trail by 7 as they've had a lot of turnovers here lately. And they inbound to Terry. Terry drives it in the lane with a right hand, works it out to Ward. 3, right corner, that's too hard. And the rebound sky high, taken away by Desmond Polk. So far in the game, SEMO are just 2 for 7 from out behind the arc. They're down by 7. Entry pass. Polk going to work. Spins, turns, forces up a shot. No, we got a whistle, and we're going to have a foul underneath the basket fighting for the rebound. And it's going to go against the Cougars.
Well, great play call coming out of the timeout because SIU Edwardsville does want to post up the guard, so they come out and they run basically coming from the left corner. They bring Desmond Polk, seal him in the paint. He gets a great look, misses it, then there's a foul on the rebound.
So each team now with 5 team fouls, 6:25 and moving here in the first half. SEMO has the basketball down by 7. They trail 23-16. Ward had it poked from his possession, but gets it back over to Washington for a 3 from the right wing. That's off the mark again. And they continue to struggle from beyond the arc, and the rebound pulled down defensively by SIUE, who continues to clean up all the garbage on the glass.
Such a key that they're limiting this team to 1 shot in most of these possessions.
This is Kyle Thomas with the basketball on the right elbow. And we got a foul fighting for position on SEMO. And so now 6 team fouls on the Redhawks. So the rest of the way, SIUE going to be in the bonus for the remainder of the first half with just over 6 minutes to play.
Well, the good news, if you're SIU Edwardsville, is you have not put SEMO on the line because they're a very good free throw shooting team, especially their guards.
Ring Malith hands off to Rayshawn Taylor. Perimeter right. Now starts the handle between the circles. Drives with that left hand. Nice pass. Backdoor cut by Declan Dillon, but he couldn't finish. And the rebound pulled down by SEMO. That's Terry who ripped it away. Up ahead to Martin. Martin to Stacker. Stacker in the paint gives off to Terry. Top of the key. Now goes to Ward. Ward underneath the arc. Puts up a shot. Tried to follow his own rebound. The ball goes pinballing off of hands again. Last touch this time by the Redhawks. They can't buy a bucket. They haven't scored in about 4 minutes, and they still trail by 7 points.
Well, the drive by B.J. Ward was good. It was in the right wing area. Drove it left hard into the middle. Missed the floater, and then everybody went up with one hand to rebound the ball, and the one hand from SEMO knocked it out of bounds.
Declan Dillon with possession now. Hands off to Kyle Thomas, who goes right to the hoop and draws a contact foul. That's going to be a block. Now they're going to put it on Troy Cole, fighting for position defensively. So 17 fouls now for SEMO, and that'll put Kyle Thomas from SIU Edwardsville at the free throw line.
Yeah, 5 minutes to go. You're in the bonus right now. You're up 7 at the foul line. There's no need to take a lot of quick jump shots the rest of this half. Utilize the bonus in your favor.
Take your game day rituals on the road with Marriott Bonvoy. Over 30 hotel brands for every kind of fan. Explore more at MarriottBonvoy.com/NCAA. First free throw by Thomas is no good. Only a 66% foul shooter. And the second one rims out as well.
Absolutely no knee bend at all on those free throws. They were like shot puts.
No doubt about it. Lead still at 7, 23-16. SEMO trying to get back into the game. Now their scoring drought is approached nearly 5 minutes. Coming off a curl is Ward. Over to Cole in the corner. Step back 3 for the baseline. Again, no good. And Southeast Missouri State continues to struggle from behind the arc. They're just 2 for 10. And they get called for a defensive foul on that rebound. check that. The ball was just poked out of bounds by SEMO, fighting for a position for the loose ball. So it'll be SIU Edwardsville basketball. They lead by 7. 4:54 to play here in the first half of the Ohio Valley Conference Championship game. And the Cougars looking for their first ticket to the big dance as a Division I basketball program. Declan Dillon with a dribble to the high left. Now saunters to his left, hands off to Thomas. Inside, they're going to move it to Sakanis, and he threw it away. Picked off by Washington. Here he goes in transition, and he scores.
And again, the turnover was needless. You got the ball in the post. They know you're screening down to bring someone out of the right corner. On that skip pass, you didn't even need it. You had a handoff with the guard that would have given him a layup.
Washington with 4 points, and that breaks about a 5-minute scoring drought for SEMO. They're within 5. Now we got a foul out front. And this is going to go on SIU Edwardsville. Offensive foul. We got a push-off on the Cougars. And maybe that's one of the plays that stems the tide for SEMO.
And we've got the coaches jawing at each other. I love it. It's March. It's March. There's no question about it. Brad was looking for the call. He might have talked the referee into it. Brian Barone didn't like it. It is on inside of Ford Center here in Evansville.
16 fouls now for SEMO. 7 for SIUE. Out front, Washington with the basketball. He's being guarded by Rayshawn Taylor. He's pretty good on defense as well. Washington spins in the lane. It's recycled and blocked away by Sakanis. And the ball goes out of bounds with 3:53 to play in the first half. And SIUE Edwardsville and their fans on their feet. Our score here in the OVC Finals, it is SIUE 23 and SEMO 18. Again, 3:53 to play in half number 1. You're listening to Conference Championship Week here on Westwood 1.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation and a regular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Over a 3-year study, Eliquis apixaban tablets reduce stroke risk better than warfarin, and over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke. A first stroke occurred in 2.9% of warfarin patients versus 2.3% of Eliquis patients.
Don't stop taking prescription Eliquis without asking your doctor. It may increase your stroke risk. Eliquis can cause serious and in rare cases fatal bleeding. Don't take Eliquis if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or take longer for bleeding to stop. A spinal injection while on Eliquis increases risk of blood clots, which may cause paralysis, the inability to move. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding, unusual bruising, or tingling, numbness, or muscle weakness. Medications such as aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners may increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about all planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
Your business needed to hire someone yesterday. How can you find amazing candidates fast? Easy. Just use Indeed. With Indeed Sponsored Jobs, your post jumps to the top of the page for relevant candidates so you can reach the people you want faster. According to Indeed data, sponsored jobs posted directly on Indeed have 45% more applications than non-sponsored jobs. Plus, with Indeed Sponsored Jobs, there are no monthly subscriptions, and you only pay for results. Start at Indeed.com/credit.
That spice is 10 out of 10. Would recommend. Hi, my name is Khadijah, and a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A Grilled Spicy Deluxe Sandwich is that spicy kick of the chicken. It's just the right amount of heat, and it gets me excited. And then, pro tip, add that cilantro lime sauce. It cools it down. If the sandwich is at 100, the cilantro lime takes it to 200. It makes me want to, tell all my friends and family.
Order a Chick-fil-A Grilled Spicy Deluxe Sandwich and a Diet Dr. Pepper on the Chick-fil-A app for a limited time. Real guests paid for their testimonial.
It's time now for the Coles Fact of the Game in the OVC Championship game. SEMO was in its 4th OVC tournament final in program history, and the second time in 3 years under head coach Brad Korn. And SIUE, they are the number 2 seed in the OVC, the highest seed for the Cougars, who are seeded number 6 in each of the past 2 years. That's the Fact of the Game, sponsored by Kohl's. Make this spring a stylish one with on-trend looks for every occasion when you shop at Kohl's and Kohl's.com, where families come first. Missed shot on the other end. SEMO couldn't get it to go down. And driving and scoring is Rayshawn Taylor for SIU Edwardsville. And their lead is back up to 7, which matches their largest advantage of the game. It's 25-18 with 3:25 to play in the first half.
And again, they're matched up with Polk guarding Robert Martin, so they're putting size on the point guard.
Martin had it poked free by B.J. Ward. Had to go back and get it. Cross-court pass. This is Beal to Washington. Washington back to Beal with one to shoot. Has to heave one up from straight away. It grazes the front iron, and the rebound is tracked down by Rayshawn Taylor the other way for the Cougars. Underneath the basket, hangs into the air, hands off to Sakanis, and he's going to hand off to another guard, and this is Rayshawn Taylor, and Taylor shoots up a wild shot, and I'm not sure if it's in the act of shooting or not, but we do have a foul. Yes, it's going to be three free throws coming up for Rayshawn Taylor, who got a Red Hawk in the air and then just put one up in hopes of getting fouled, I should say, and mission accomplished.
He came out into the right corner, caught the ball going away, and goes straight up, and they fouled him. And they were so attached. They're so concerned about Taylor getting the ball. Sometimes you got to give him a little space because he's so smart. He's so natural at drawing fouls. It was very, very good play for SIU Edwardsville.
No question. 85% foul shooter. Connects on the first two. He's got one more coming into the game. He had the third most free throws made in the OVC. Obviously has the most made free throws and free throw attempts on the team. And 2 for 3. The third one is off the mark. 27-19. SIUE trailed by 7. Now they're up by 9. Under 3 minutes to play in the first half of the OVC final. SIUE on a 15-2 run over the last 6.5 minutes. Stacker driving, glides, hands off to Terry, and he's contested at the rim, and a foul is called on Arnis Sakanis, and that will put Stacker to the free throw line on a really aggressive move.
Well, what SEMO does is they do two things when they're running double staggers for a man in the corner. So they put the guy they want to get the ball in the left corner. They run the double stagger. Most of the time what they want is to refuse and go one-on-one because everybody's looking for the man coming off the screen. That time, they did a really good job of getting the pass back for the for the pick and roll. Had really good movement with a drop-off pass. Good offense from SEMO.
That's Brendan Terry at the free throw line. First free throw is good. A 69% foul shooter for Southeast Missouri. He's got 3 points in the ball game here. 1 for 3 from the floor, and now 2 for 2 from the free throw line. Matt Taylor and Tom Crean here at our Granger broadcast position at the Ford Center in Evansville, Indiana. Gain a winning edge for your business with Granger. You'll find supplies and solutions for every industry when you call, click Granger.com, or just stop by. 2:36 to play in the first half. Some backcourt pressure supplied by SEMO. They're on defense down by 7. 2.5 minutes to play in the first half. Out front with a dribble is Declan Dillon. With the handle, bounces to Thompson, who's back into the game off the bench. He has it straight away between the circles. Hands off again to Dillon. Perimeter left. Dillon knifes his way in the lane, working on Ward. Bodies him up and puts it off the window, and it goes down.
Great drive. Came off tight off the handoff from Thompson with his right hand. Gets the shoulder bump, left shoulder. Goes up, gets the layup.
Washington with a shot from the free throw line. That's no good, but the offensive rebound by SEMO, and they control the basketball again. This is Brendan Terry in the post. Skips it over to Beal, and Beal stepped out of bounds over on the far sideline in front of the SIU Edwardsville bench. And that's a turnover with 1:53 to go in the first half. And the Cougars take over possession, leading by 9 points.
Well, TJ Beal is in too much of a rush right now. Last night he had 13. The previous 7 games, Matt, he'd had 11 points. Right now, he's trying to get that 13 again too fast rather than let the game come to him.
Each team has 9 turnovers so far, or check that, 6 turnovers in this game. This is Thompson on the drive, wheels into the lane and kisses it off the glass with the high arching left-handed shot. 31-20. Thompson with 2 more to his total. 90 seconds to go, first half. And it's B.J. Ward across the timeline. Goes right side. This is Beal on the right wing. Back top of the key to Terry. 15 to shoot. Off a screen. Washington for 3. Lets it unload. It's no good. Ward with the rebound underneath the basket. Gives it to Beal, and he scores. T.J. Beal, 6'7", senior guard, with an easy shot off of an offensive rebound. And Beal's first field goal with 1:10 to play in the first half. 30-second timeout. Our score here in the OVC final so far. It is SIU Edwardsville 22, and they trail. Check that, SIUE 31, SEMO 22. And You're listening to the Conference Championship Week here on Westwood One courtside here at the Ford Center with Tom Crean. I'm Matt Taylor. Yeah, you talk about the field goal percentage right now for SIUE. They're shooting 44%. SEMO just 30%. But SIUE, they have made 5 of their last 7 field goals. And the rebounding continues to favor the Cougars in this first half, Tom.
Well, now as we go into this timeout, the last time they came out of a timeout, they tried to post Desmond Polk. Because, again, part of this game plan is to get the guards in the paint. And right now, with Washington in, with B.J. Warden, you want to try to do that. I would think we're going to get something in a post-up, or we're going to get some type of middle pick and roll here out of this timeout.
Ward to get it in. And some backcourt pressure again supplied by SEMO. Beal is going to pick up Declan Dillon as he crosses the timeline here with about a minute to go before halftime. Dillon with the handle, working off a screen, gets into the lane. Nice bounce pass on the right side of the rim with the finish. Miles Thompson scores for 2 more.
Beautiful finish. Miles Thompson in that left hand. I hope it's insured because it's worth a lot.
He's got 6 points, and the lead is 11 now for SIU Edwardsville. Behind the back dribble, Washington finds a cutting Terry, and he finishes with the left hand with 35 seconds to play. 33-24. Good spatial awareness there by Washington on the assist.
Absolutely, and Brendan Terry, they needed him to get going. It's a good bucket to get, driving it, catching the pass in the paint, getting a one dribble drive, going off his left hand.
SIUE can hold for what might be the last shot, although there's about a 4-second difference between game clock and shot clock. Rayshawn Taylor to Ring Malith has a clear drive to the basket. He puts it off the window, and that goes down. 3 seconds to go. The ball goes underneath the basket, and SEMO will not be able to get a shot off before the horn sounds here at the end of the first half at the Ford Center. What a half by SIU Edwardsville. They lead at the break 35-24 over top-seeded Southeast Missouri. They were down by as many as 7, but heading to the locker room, they lead by 11 points. And SIUE, Tom, 20 minutes away from their first appearance in an NCAA tournament.
The first 5 minutes, it wasn't looking good, but they have turned it around. That last drive by Ring Malith, he caught that ball, Matt, on the right high slot area, drove it 2 hard dribbles with his left hand, got a reach layup, just great extension, great finish. What I love about what SIU Edwardsville is doing right now, they are not hunting threes. They are trying to get to the rim, and that's exactly what you need to do. But in the form of SEMO, I think we're going to see more ball screens. They've got to come up with something that releases Robert Martin's pressure.
Yep.
Get more double stagger ball screens, single ball screens, things that can get him in the paint. Because right now, he's out there playing on an island, and he's not getting any help from Washington right now. But Washington's shots have been right there. I know he's 2 of 11, 0 of 5 from 3. He's better than that. The shots have looked good. I think he's going to be a major key this second half for SEMO to get back in this.
And that's the end of the first half. Our score here in the Ohio Valley Conference Championship game, SIUE Edwardsville 35 and Southeast Missouri 24. When we come back, John Stashauer rejoins us from our studios with the halftime report. This is Westwood One's coverage of Conference Championship Week.
Most people think child abuse is a bad parent problem.
Actually, the root causes may be different than you think.
Let us explain. Affordable housing for everyone.
That prevents child abuse. And access to health care in every community.
Prevents child abuse too. High quality, affordable child care.
Paid family leave.
School breakfast and lunch programs.
All of this prevents child abuse.
It's all about keeping families out of crisis in the first place.
At least 1 in 7 children in the United States have experienced abuse or neglect in the past year. Prevent Child Abuse America promotes policies, programs, and resources informed by science that help communities, parents, and kids thrive.
Because when we keep families out of crisis,
we prevent child abuse
from ever happening.
Go to preventchildabuse.org to learn more.
That's preventchildabuse.org.
Let's solve child abuse before it ever happens.
Furnished by Prevent Child Abuse America.
Hello, I'm Jose Hernandez, and I have been using a wheelchair since my accident in 1995.
My name is Andrea Dalzell, and I've been using a wheelchair since I was 5 years old.
I guess if I had one message for the general public, it would be that I appreciate your help. But please,
first.
Yeah. A lot of people don't realize that I've actually got everything under control.
I think people get nervous. They don't know how to act, so they pretend I'm not there.
What probably bothers me the most is when waiters talk to my companion and not directly to me.
I think everyone with a disability can relate to that parking spot problem.
We know you're just parking in a disabled spot for a second, but please, don't. We're just looking for the same respect and consideration as everyone else.
United Spinal Association is dedicated to enhancing the quality of life of people living with spinal cord injuries and disorders. Download our disability etiquette booklet at unitedspinal.org.
I'm John Stashower. It is halftime in Evansville, the Ohio Valley title game, and in a surprise, SIU Edwardsville leads Southeast Missouri State 35-24. The college basketball day began with a Big East battle in Milwaukee, an 11 a.m. local time tip-off. Marquette trying to knock off the regular season champs St. John's, who's had a storybook season. The other night, they're singing a song with Jimmy Fallon on the Tonight Show. They were without two starters today, so they could have been forgiven for not getting the victory. But St. John's took Marquette to overtime, and there was a dramatic finish.
Edge of four. R.J. Lewis with 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, one-on-one. Lewis, straightaway three. Bouncing off back iron. No good. Rebound comes to Ross. Taken away by Wilson. Edge of four. Looks it up. It's good at the buzzer. And St. John's wins. How about that? The Red Storm come away with the victory here in Milwaukee. 86-84. Wow.
John Mako on Learfield. He had an incredible finish. R.J. Lewis scored 28. Kadari Richmond had the triple-double. And St. John's, what a regular season. 27-4, 18-2 in the Big East. And they went 18-0 at home. And, of course, they'll play the Big East tournament at the Garden. Semifinals and championship game will be on Westwood One. So you had a buzzer beater in overtime in the Big East. And then we had Auburn and Alabama. Remember 3 weeks ago, they played 1 versus 2. Now 1 versus 7. Alabama having lost its last 2. Auburn coming off a loss. This game went to overtime.
Phylon will bring it ahead with 12. With 11. Phylon, front court at 10. 9. Phylon at 7. Phylon at 6. Phylon at 5. Over to Sears at 3. Sears at 2. At 1 for the win. Ball game. Ball game. Ball game. Bama wins.
Chris Stewart on Learfield. Mark Sears only scored 9 points, but the game winner, remember, lost at the buzzer last week at Tennessee, gets the win over Auburn, 93-91 in overtime. Janai Broom, 34 points on senior day in the loss. Duke may be number 1 now, an 82-69 win at North Carolina. Our score at the half, SIU Edwardsville leading Southeast Missouri State 35-24. Stay with us to listen to the Ohio Valley Conference Championship on Westwood One.
Hi, it's me, your USPS Ground Advantage shipment. Just left the warehouse.
I know. Just got the notification.
Made it.
Yes, I know. I get all the updates.
Stay in the know with USPS Ground Advantage service. Visit USPS.com/in-the-know.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation, an irregular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Over a 3-year study, Eliquis apixaban tablets reduced stroke risk better than warfarin, and over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke. A first stroke occurred in 2.9% of warfarin patients versus 2.3% of Eliquis patients.
Don't stop taking prescription Eliquis without asking your doctor. It may increase your stroke risk. Eliquis can cause serious and in rare cases fatal bleeding. Don't take Eliquis if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or take longer for bleeding to stop. A spinal injection while on Eliquis increases risk of blood clots, which may cause paralysis, the inability to move. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding, unusual bruising, or tingling, numbness, or muscle weakness. Medications such as aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners may increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about all planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
Right now, Kohl's is giving away millions in instant Kohl's Cash in stores for free. Yup, that's right, because the Kohl's Cash Ultimate Giveaway is back. Hurry in to claim yours while supplies last. Plus, you can score 3 days of deals in store and online this weekend. So don't miss out. Head to your nearest Kohl's this Friday through Sunday before it's too late. Kohl's Cash Giveaway valid in store only. Redeemable only that day. Some exclusions apply. Not valid on Sephora at Kohl's while supplies last. Ends March 9th. See store or Kohl's.com for details.
The best mornings In the morning light.
Start with Wrangler.
I put on my jeans and I feel alright.
Jeans, jackets, and shirts that get your day started. Good mornings make for better days. Wrangler, for the ride of life.
I'm John Stashari. Listening to Conference Championship Week on Westwood One, presented by Progressive Insurance. Insurance for motorcycles, boats, and RVs for protection on the road and on the water. See how much you can save at 1-800-PROGRESSIVE and Progressive.com. So we've got the Ohio Valley going on now at the half with SIU Edwardsville up 35-24 on Southeast Missouri. 2 championship games tomorrow, starting with the Big South, 11:45 a.m. Eastern Time from Johnson City, Tennessee. The top 2 seeds, High Point, at 28-5, winners of 13 in a row, taking on Winthrop, and that'll be followed by the Missouri Valley Final from St. Louis. Also, the top 2 seeds, Drake going for its 30th win, taking on Bradley. 2 more championship games tomorrow here on Westwood One. Once again, our score at the half, SIU Edwardsville leading Southeast Missouri State 35-24. When we return, we'll head back to Evansville for the second half. This is Westwood One's coverage of the Ohio Valley Conference Championship.
When the forgotten poor are suffering and in need of healing, they wait for a ship unlike any other. Mercy Ups, the largest floating civilian hospital in the world, with volunteer medical staff and crew who donate their time to save lives. Heroes of Mercy, like these.
Every human being has the right to be treated as human, to have a place at the table of the human race.
If you could just see the look in that patient's eyes or the smiles that you get when lives have been changed, then it would make it all worth it.
We bring hope and healing to one person, but that person belongs to a family, and that family belongs to a community.
Together, these heroes of mercy and friends like you bring hope and healing to those who desperately need it.
Thank you! Thank you!
To learn more about Heroes of Mercy, go to mercyships.org today.
After my father was on a ventilator for 20 days due to COVID, he had so many medications. It really was daunting.
According to the National Institutes of Health, 30% of hospital admissions in older adults are drug-related, like taking meds at the wrong time. Hero simplifies medication management.
I'm so thankful that something like this exists. It holds up to 10 different medications. It's all on an app, and you can share that app with a caregiver, so I can make sure that he got his meds. Is he missing a dose of his meds?
Hero Health's smart pill dispenser alerts and delivers pills with the push of a button.
It is really so easy to use and a literal lifesaver.
Try Hero Health risk-free for 30 days. Get free contactless delivery. Call 800-420-7550. 800-420-7550. That's 800-420-7550. Hero. Medication managed.
It's halftime of the OVC championship game here in Evansville, Indiana at the Ford Center. Courtside here with Tom Crean. I'm Matt Taylor. At the break, Southern Illinois Edwardsville leads Southeast Missouri State 35-24. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is Westwood One, your home for NCAA March Madness. Early in that first half, Southern Illinois Edwardsville trailed by as many as 7. Now they lead by as much as 11, which is their largest advantage of the game. And the big reason why defensively they're getting the job done on SEMO's best player, Rob Martin. He had 10 points in the first 4 minutes of the game. Since then, he didn't score.
Well, what they did is they went big. They went bigger on him. It was Pickett. Taylor's been on him. Polk has been on him. What they're doing is they're putting pressure on him, making it tougher for him to see, controlling the penetration and being able to get into the lane. Now, if I'm SEMO, you've got to come up with some ball screens, whether they're single or whether they're double staggered type of ball screens, because the defense they did on Martin, along with the fact that they stopped turning the ball over and giving them live ball turnovers, and they controlled the glass until the last 2 minutes of the half. That's the story of the game to me.
Our halftime score, SIUE 35 and SEMO 24. The start of the second half of the Ohio Valley Conference Championship is just ahead. You're listening to Conference Championship Week on Westwood One.
As a rideshare driver, I love keeping my car smelling fresh and clean. So when I'm driving, I only trust Febreze car vent clips, featuring 3 distinct intensity settings, because it's that little touch that sets me apart. I can turn the intensity down for subtle freshness, or I can turn it up for when I want lots of scent. So whether it's set to low, medium, or high, with Febreze car, I know my car's going to smell amazing. Which keeps my driver rating right where it belongs. Picking up, Oscar!
This is the story of the one. He's responsible for keeping a leading healthcare facility clean and safe. And he trusts Grainger's high-quality HVAC cleaning and safety products, combined with their world-class supply chain, to consistently deliver, ensuring he's covered inside and out, so he can focus on keeping his facility clean to help protect the health of everyone inside. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
At United Fidelity Bank, we want to help you earn more interest now. For information about our highest available CD rates, contact one of our 8 Evansville area banking centers or visit UnitedFidelity.com. United Fidelity Bank has been serving its customers and its communities since 1914. As part of our mission, we are proud to be the presenting sponsor of this year's Ohio Valley Conference Men's and Women's Basketball Championship at the Ford Center in Evansville, Indiana. United Fidelity Bank, member FDIC.
I'm Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I learned about atrial fibrillation the hard way. My symptoms would come and go. Shortness of breath, fatigue. I kept going. Then I got so lightheaded, I couldn't. My doctor said I have AFib, so I'm about 5 times more likely to have a stroke. Other symptoms, irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain can come and go, but the risk of stroke stays. If you have symptoms, tell a doctor. Visit NoTimeToWait.com.
Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
It's time now for the second half keys, sponsored by United States Postal Service. Want eyes on your shipment the entire way? USPS Ground Advantage Service keeps your business in the know throughout its journey. Visit USPS.com/in-the-know for details. Tom Crean, I'm Matt Taylor. Halftime of the OVC Championship game. SIU Edwardsville leads 35-24 over Southeast Missouri. Tom, let's start first with SEMO. How do they get back into the game? They're shooting just 32% in the first half and 2 for 11 from behind the three-point line.
Well, it's the defense, first and foremost. Right now, Southeast Missouri's got 24 points. SIU Edwardsville's got 24 points in the paint. Right now, SEMO has got to control the dribble because they're not, which is forcing help situations, which is giving some drop-off passes, and it's just too easy to score. So they've got to shore that up. And then offensively, not only do they've got to get Rob Martin going and get him open, they've just got to hang with Teddy Washington Jr. He's 2 for 11. He missed some open shots late. Get him going to the basket again.
For SIU Edwardsville, leading scorer Rayshawn Taylor's got 9 points. That means he needs just 9 more points here in this second half to become the program's all-time leading scorer, regardless of division. And speaking of Rob Martin, right out of the gate, he has a pass that's poked out of his reach and batted out of bounds. And so the possession will stay underneath the basket with the Redhawks, who trail by 11 to begin this second half of the OVC Championship game. The Redhawks looking to punch their ticket to the big dance for the second time in 3 years. Inbound pass to Terry off the glass, and he scores off the window. Brendan Terry with a nice move with the right hand.
Yeah, no pressure on the ball on the inbounds pass. It was too easy. Brendan Terry slipped after the screen. Rob Martin went long, so they went with him. And he gets the layup. And we almost get your computer knocked out on a loose ball.
That was Terry again, active on the defensive end, who had a deflection, and the ball comes rolling towards us here courtside at the Ford Center. So side out of bounds for the Cougars, who play it in with Taylor. And they're going to get it to Thomas top of the key. Thomas gives off to a guard on the right wing. And this is Rayshawn Taylor, who glides into the glass, and he is fouled. And he goes into the padding underneath the goal, and he'll go to the line to shoot 2.
Great job. Give it real quick. Great job getting the ball on that right block for Rayshawn Taylor, getting him posted up, selling the ball screen, and then spinning over his left shoulder, getting fouled with his right hand.
And he goes to the free throw line. With Tom Crean, I'm Matt Taylor, and you're listening to Conference Championship Week here on Westwood One, presented by Progressive Insurance. Your small business keeps you on the go. Progressive Commercial Insurance keeps your policy within reach with our easy-to-use mobile app. Learn more at progressivecommercial.com. Rayshawn Taylor splits a pair at the free throw line, missed the first, made the second, so the lead is 10 now for SIU Edwardsville. It started at 11 to begin the second half. It's 36-26 with 45 seconds gone here in the second half. Coming off a ball screen, B.J. Ward with a long two inside the arc, and he drills a mid-range jumper.
Yeah, he was just too open. They was dropped off. I think he was surprised he was that open.
Ward with a good-looking shot right there. That's his first field goal. He's now 1 for 5 from the field, 36-28. Lob pass over the head of Polk. They went high-low between a big and a guard, and throwing the basketball away is Kyle Thomas out of bounds. Turnover by the Cougars.
Yeah, Kyle Thomas tried to lead him over the top. You've got to give the guard, Polk, time to get in front and get sealed. That's a really, really tough angle for a high-low pass.
7th turnover by the Cougars. Last night they had 10 in the win against Tennessee State. Out front, Martin coming off a screen. Lets it go from straight away, and it rattles down.
Well, that's where Rob Martin is at his best. Coming off, setting a screen, coming off that handoff. They got caught under on the handoff, and he gets an open three.
That's his first field goal, first points of any kind.
In about an hour.
No doubt about it, since the 15-minute marker thereabouts of the first half. He's 3 for 3 from beyond the arc tonight. He's got 13 points, and the lead is down to 5. Here's a steal out front. This is Troy Cole. 1-on-2, goes to the rim, and he's fouled. Transition opportunity there off the steal by Troy Cole. He's hacked across the arm, and he goes to the foul line to shoot 2 to get SEMO back within the game even more. Down by 5. It could be 3 with 2 made free throws now.
Well, Troy Cole Jr. was such a key factor last night. I mean, he gets 17 in the game, and he was pretty quiet in the first half, offensively and defensively. So that's a good play. Get him to the foul line, get him going.
2-time transfer Troy Cole Jr. played his freshman year at Blackburn College. Averaged 15.2 points per game there. Then transferred to Highland Community College in Illinois. He was their top scorer last year. Now at SEMO. First free throw good. And the lead is down to 3 after his second free throw is a connection as well. 36-33. 2 minutes gone in this second half, and it's been all SEMO. There's a dive on the floor by Teddy Washington. Getting it back is Brian Taylor. Offensive foul on SIU Edwardsville. And the foul is going to go on Kyle Thomas out front trying to set a screen, and that'll give the ball back to the Redhawks. And they have outscored SIU Edwardsville by 8 points here in the early going of the second half of the OVC final.
Yeah, that was a weird play. There was contact on the screen. Teddy Washington Jr. came through it. It was almost like he tripped, even though there was some hand movement contact on Thomas when he came through.
The Redhawks are 3 for 3 on the offensive end to start the second half. Ward drives in, leaves it for Cole. Three-pointer right side, that's hard. And the rebound defensively goes to the Cougars.
This is a team in SEMO that is very, very good in both right and left corner. They shoot 38% in that right corner. They shoot 37% in the left corner, and that's Cole's corner. He's missed 2 in that right corner tonight.
Ring Malith to Miles Thompson with a handle out front. Now he has it on the right wing, and the entry pass down low to a guard is slapped out of there by Brendan Terry. And the pass was intended for Rayshawn Taylor, trying to get something going in the post. 10 seconds to shoot on this end of the floor. 17-18 to play in the second half. It's 36-33. SIU Edwardsville on top by 3. They led by as many as 11. Entry pass. And going to work is Desmond Polk. Has to bring it out with 5 to shoot. They try to go back into him, and it's slapped away. Rob Martin causes the turnover. Last touch out of bounds by Polk on the near sideline.
Well, he did, and James Hicks right in front of him. He missed the grab. He missed him grab and hold where he couldn't get released. But that's not an excuse for the poor passing right now of SIU Edwardsville. They're trying to force passes into mid-post-ups, and they're overplaying at SEMO. They're getting on the top side.
SEMO's outscored SIU Edwardsville 9-1 in this second half. A good drive there by Troy Cole, and he left it for a teammate. We got a foul situation, and that'll send Simo to the free throw line to shoot two. Great penetration by the guard, and that'll put Brendan Terry at the free throw line. Troy Cole left it for Terry. Coming up and adding defense there was Miles Thompson, which got Terry an open look in the paint. And Terry will go to the line to shoot two. First free throw good.
Terry is so aggressive. I mean, he does so many different things. He's a second-team All-OVC player this year. He averaged 13 on the year, 70% free throw shooter. Not a three-point shooter, but a guy that can get to the rim, a guy that can drive it, an offensive rebound.
Second free throw is off. First season at SEMO, transferred from Pensacola State College, where he played 2 seasons. But the lead is down to 2 for SIU Edwardsville, 36-34. Just over 3 minutes gone here in the second half of the championship game of the Ohio Valley Conference Tournament. Number 1 versus number 2. A bid to the NCAA tournament on the line. Miles Thompson bangs his way into the paint, establishing that pivot foot. It was rejected by Taylor on the baseline, out of bounds. Last touch by Thompson. We're going the other way for SEMO basketball. Great defense down low by the Redhawks.
Yeah, and that's where Miles Thompson, you're not always going to be able to get back to your right shoulder, left hand. Score, you're 1 foot away from the basket. Shoot it with your right hand. If not, kick it out early.
Martin stops and pops straight away. That's missed badly off the side of the ring on a three-point opportunity. That's his first miss from distance. And SIU Edwardsville has the basketball. Moving left to right on your radio dial here. Ring Malith on the right wing with the dribble, top of the key, hands off to Thompson. Thompson to Taylor. Thought about the three. Wheels it right side of Ring Malith with 10 to shoot on the shot clock. Malith at the free throw line to Thompson. Free throw line extended left, and he's trying to get his way across the lane, and he's pushed. And that's going to be a personal foul on Troy Cole Jr. for SEMO. And SEMO now has 2 team fouls, and that takes us to a timeout on the floor here at the Ford Center. 36-34. SIU Edwardsville leads by only 2. They've been outscored here in the second half so far, 10-1 in the OVC finals. 15:58 to go in the second half. This is Westwood One's coverage of Conference Championship Week.
Did you know? VA home loans are a key to home ownership for those who served.
I would tell anybody who is interested in getting a VA loan to just do it.
For me, the best thing about the VA loan was the simplicity of it. I was expecting, government paperwork. It was going to go on forever, and it just wasn't.
Since the down payment for a VA loan is minimal, we were able to purchase this home and then use the money that we were going to use as a down to actually fix up the home.
And the only way we could do that was because the nest egg that we had saved for the down payment, we didn't have to use because we went the VA route.
This is a wonderful benefit that veterans can take advantage of.
In the military, we make a lot of sacrifices. We're away from our family a lot. And with the VA loan, it's a way that it makes it easier for us to get a home.
To learn more about VA home loans, visit va.gov/home loans.
My life was challenging from the beginning.
Daisy spent most of her life in and out of foster care.
It's always in the back of your mind. When am I going to have to move again?
Daisy finally has the safe, permanent home she deserves, thanks to the work of the Dave Thomas Foundation for Adoption, which is committed to finding forever families for the longest waiting children in foster care. Learn more at davethomasfoundation.org.
At Movember, we're best known for the mustache. Well, here's the thing. Men's health deserves support year-round, which is why we're more than a month, more than mustaches. All year round, we're doing more. We're delivering more research, more treatments, doing more to help men live happier, healthier, longer lives. But we need your support, because the more we can do, the more fathers, brothers, partners, sons we can protect. Movember, more than a month. Learn more at Movember.com.
Furnished by Movember.
Wendy's has the official hamburger of March Madness, which means you get a fresh JBC or double stack for $1 with an in-app offer and a purchase, because frozen sucks and fresh rules. For the freshest deals in fast food, gotta be Wendy's. Limited time only at participating Wendy's. Account registration required. 15:58 to play second half of the OVC championship game. It is SIU Edwardsville 36 and Southeast Missouri 34. But the Redhawks of Southeast Missouri on a 10-1 run to start the second half. Cougars with the basketball out front. It's Miles Thompson finds a cutter. This is Taylor, and he can't finish at the rim on the right side. And the rebound tracked down by Washington for SEMO the other way.
Good movement, though, by Southern Illinois Edwardsville coming out of that timeout to get a back cut for Rayshawn Taylor, and Miles Thompson makes an excellent pass. He just misses the layup.
SEMO on an 8-0 run over the last 3 minutes and change. Rob Martin in the lane, gives it off to Stacker, who just checked in for a long three from right of the point, but that's off the rim. And the rebound for SIUE. Here they come the other way. They haven't scored a field goal so far since halftime. Thompson at the top of the key. Hands off to a guard. This is Brian Taylor. Taylor, the transfer from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. He's in the lane inside the arc. He pulls up from mid-range. That's no good. And that's off the front iron again. It's Brendan Terry collecting the rebound for SEMO.
Not a great shot by Brian Taylor. They missed 2 post entries, which you finally had him because you had SEMO playing behind in the post.
Martin at the top finds the slip screen, and that's a finish. Brendan Terry. And he has been a menace down low for the Redhawks. And the game is tied 36-36, 14-35 moving here in the second half.
Well, Matt, Brendan Terry knows his role. He knows what he can do and what he's not supposed to do, and that's where he excels in that role.
There's a shot in the lane, and that's the silencer. Thompson scores. Miles Thompson, their first field goal in the second half for the Cougars. Pull up mid-range for the mid-range master, Rob Martin. And he's heating up here in the second half, seesawing back and forth. Game tied again at 38 with Thomas's latest field goal. $14 minutes to play. Out front, Washington to Polk. They wheel into the corner for 3. That's off the mark. Rebound, and Polk's shot on the right corner is off the mark. That was a good assist, would-be assist from Ring Malif. And the ball goes out of bounds, and we're going to stay here on this end of the floor. We got some substitutions in for now. SIUE, that's Ernest Sakanis back into the game, the big 7-footer.
Now, and we've got the lockup. Robert Martin's defender, Pickett, is back in the game. Jordan Pickett, let's see if they put him on him. They got a good out-of-bounds look here last time. Let's see if they can score quick on this out-of-bounds play.
Martin's got 15 points, 6 of 8 from the field. He's got 5 points so far here in this second half. There's a glide to the rim. Brian Taylor can't finish. Fight for the basketball underneath the hoop near the baseline, and a tie-up and a jump ball. Possession arrow favors this end of the floor, so we're going to stay here with SIUE basketball. Game tied at 38, 13:42 to play in the second half.
They haven't run the screener action as much on these out-of-bounds plays. They've got a couple things that are really, really good. And right now, credit SEMO for the way they're defending in the half court and in these special situations.
Declan Dillon, the catalyst underneath the basket to get it in. Looking to find help. Lobs it to Sakanis. Sakanis going to work on Idata, who just checked into the game. Left-hand hook shot. That misses everything wide to the left. Rebound by SEMO. Looking to take the lead here. 38-38 the score. Out front, Washington. Washington guarded by Declan Dillon. Spins away from contact in the paint. Can't get it to go. And the rebound tracked away on the far sideline. And that is Jordan Pickett, who's in the game now off the bench for the first time here in the second half. He's got the rebound. This is Taylor now, perimeter right. Goes to Pickett on the baseline. Going to work on Martin in the lane. Picks up his dribble. Falls backward. Gives it to Martin. No turnover there. No travel was called. Under 10 to shoot. Declan Dillon traveling on the baseline, and that is a scoop shot off the window, and it goes down 40-38. SIUE back on top by 2.
Great drive. Declan Dillon at his right hand, high off the board. Every shot he's got around that rim, he's using that backboard. He's a well-trained fundamentalist.
He's got 4. Here's a slip. Martin to Idata in the corner. 3 ball. And that's short by Beal. He can't get it to go. Needed some more arc on that shot. 40-38. SIUE on top by 2. 12.5 minutes to play in the ball game of the OVC championship. Perimeter right. This is Thompson. Thompson with a dribble between the circles. He's going to give off to Pickett. Pickett looking to find somebody open down low. Goes to Thompson. He's going to put it on the deck. Sweeping across the lane and draws the foul. It's going to go on SEMO's T.J. Beal with contact across the arm on the shot with less than 5 to shoot on that possession.
Tell you why that worked, Matt. Miles Thompson catches the ball. He's on the left deep wing. There's a post-up with Sakanis, and they can't get it in because they're high-siding him. He drove the ball with his left hand. There was no one to help on it. It's a late recovery from the defender that Thompson had. Foul. Great read of not being able to throw it inside.
That'll put Thompson to the free throw line, and he struggled this year from the charity stripe. Only a 26% foul shooter, but that one is good. Matt Taylor and Tom Crean here at our Granger broadcast position at the Ford Center in Evansville, Indiana. For the ones who get it done, Granger offers access to over 1 million products and the scale to deliver when and where you need them. Call clickgranger.com or just stop by. 12-12 to play in the second half, and the second free throw by Thompson is off the mark. 41-38 the score. SIUE on top by 3. Scoring drought here for the Redhawks, just over 2 minutes. They trailed by 11 to begin the second half. Now they're down to 3. Washington on the drive underneath the basket, gives it to Cutting Cole in the paint. He's cut off, and they're going to give it to Martin between the circles with 5 to shoot. Going to work. Rob Martin pulls up, right wing, deep three, misses everything. That's going to be a shot clock violation as the shot went over the rim. So it's not going to count as an official shot or hit the rim, I should say. So a turnover by SEMO, and that'll stop the clock with 11:42 to go in regulation. Our score here, the OVC final, it is SIUE 41, SEMO 38. You're listening to the Conference Championship Week here on Westwood One.
My son loves to fly kites, but my active psoriatic arthritis can sometimes hold me back. Now with Skyrizi to treat my skin and joints, I'm ready to go. Skyrizi, Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults, helps with less joint pain, stiffness, swelling, and fatigue. For those who also have plaque psoriasis, 90% clearer skin is possible with just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
With Skyrizi, there's nothing like clearer skin and better movement, and that means everything. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi today and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
This sandwich is not just spicy, it's flavorful.
Hi, this is Matayo. And this is Elsa. And a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A Grilled Spicy Deluxe Sandwich is that spicy kick.
Because the spice comes in at just the right moment. Oh, no. A little thing I love is that cilantro lime sauce. It's a fun blend of zesty and bold. That's what really makes me happy. Are you going to eat all your fries?
Order a Chick-fil-A Grilled Spicy Deluxe Sandwich and a Diet Dr. Pepper on the Chick-fil-A app for a limited time. Real guests paid for their testimonials.
Confidence is knowing you're ready to handle whatever comes your way. That's what it feels like to take on your workday with Cintas. They make sure your AEDs are up to date, your fire extinguishers are tested and inspected, your floor mats are cleaned and delivered, and your workwear looks good, feels good, and is freshly laundered with a Cintas Apparel Plus program. So are you ready to take on today? Visit Cintas.com and get ready for the workday.
Be a VIP at the men's Final Four in San Antonio with NCAA Experience official ticket and hospitality packages. Official NCAA hospitality includes live entertainment, upscale food stations, and beverages, appearances by NCAA legends, and much more. Be a VIP at the men's Final Four in San Antonio. Visit ncaa.com/VIP. Courtside here at the Ford Center. This is the Ohio Valley Conference Tournament Championship game in the second half with 11:42 to play. It is SIU Edwardsville 41 and Southeast Missouri 38. Courtside with Tom Crean. A really exciting second half. SEMO's got back into the game with great defense, Tom.
They really have. And it started right away at the beginning of the half. They're poking at the ball like they did at the beginning of the game. Pressure. The key so far has been how they were overplaying the post-ups to not allow it in, and then denying Taylor the ball back every time he gave it up.
Cougars got the ball. Out front is Rayshawn Taylor, the conference player of the year, on the drive. Puts it up on the glass. No, but Sakanis, the 7-footer, got the offensive rebound, and he is fouled. He got it over David Idata, and I think they're going to whistle him for a personal foul fighting for a position.
And he got it with one hand. I mean, he just went up there and grabbed it. 50-50 balls. It's hard to get 50-50 balls with one hand, but Sakanis got one.
Sakanis 6 points and a team-high 6 rebounds last night over Little Rock. They get it inbounds to Taylor, driving baseline, and he is going to run out of real estate. Looked like he was bodied up there with Braxton Stacker. Instead of calling the foul on Stacker, that's going to be a turnover. Stepping out of bounds is Rayshawn Taylor on the baseline.
Brian Baroni was just, as you were saying that, Brian Baroni was giving the mannerisms to the official, James Hicks. I think he's in full agreement with you.
So SEMO having a tough time there getting the ball in. It was slapped out of bounds. So SEMO is going to have another opportunity to navigate this full court press supplied by SIU Edwardsville. 11:19 to go in the game. The Cougars lead by 3 over SEMO, 41-38.
I like the idea to press right here, change the tempo of the game a little bit, and then just make sure you get the right matchups down on the other end with Martin and with Washington Jr.
Southeast Missouri's outscored SIUE 14-6 in this second half, trailed by as many as 11. SEMO started out the game red hot. They led by 7 early, but then SIUE went on an 11-0 run to get back into the game, and they led by 11 at the break. SEMO with the basketball here on the other end of the floor. They trail by 3. It's Washington, zips it into Terry, and then they find in the corner to Cole. Thought about the 3, puts it on the deck, spins away from contact, and finishes with a left hand. Nifty move there.
Well, they forced the long closeout to Cole in the corner, and he does a really good job of driving it to the middle. Keeps control as it's deflected and gets the layup off the glass.
And Cole has 6 points. Sakanis inside to Thompson. They go left wing to Taylor. Taylor puts it on the hardwood, and he goes up, and he is fouled, bodied up by Stacker. They finally get that foul on Stacker that they want. And Rayshawn Taylor with a full head of steam to the rim, and he's going to go to the line to shoot 2.
Well, Matt, he earned the fouls, and it's a good drive because he attacks the rim. They've got to do more to get Rayshawn Taylor open. And where a good place to put him right now would be down on the baseline so they could get a couple of screens on the bottom and free him up. Because right now, every time he gets it, there's 6 more hands waiting on him to drive.
Taylor's first free throw is good. Named the OVC Player of the Year and is the first SIUE player ever to earn that honor. They started playing in the OVC in 2011 and 2012. 42-40. SIUE up by 2 and make it 3 as Taylor gets the friendly bounce on the second free throw. 10.5 minutes to go in the OVC final. In the backcourt, Rob Martin will jog it up across half court. Goes right side to Cole. Cole perimeter right. Top of the key to Terry. Terry with 15 to shoot. We have a whistle away from the basketball on the baseline. And this is going to be a foul on SIUE.
I'll tell you what, it must be his good fortune. James Hicks is the only one blowing the whistle right now in this game. And that was legitimately a foul. But again, you can call a hold darn near 4 times the possession.
Foul is on Declan Dillon. That's his second. Team fouls for SEMO. They have 5. SIU Edwardsville, they have 4. 43-40 is the score. Washington on the dribble on the baseline. He hasn't scored yet here in the second half. He's got 12 points for the game. Brendan Terry at the elbow on the drive, and it's blocked at the basket by Sakanis. And the loose ball picked up by the Cougars.
Well, they don't seal the game last night without Sakanis and the defense he played in the post. And he's shown again.
Dillon on the drive, and he got a step on Washington and a finish at the rim.
He's got a cut over his eye that would make Mick proud when they cut Rocky and Rocky won, and he's still going to the basket.
Now Martin underneath the hoop the other way, 19 to shoot. Troy Cole Jr. thought about the 3 on the drive again. The rim protector, Sakanis, blocks another shot. In transition, Rayshawn Taylor to the hoop, and he is fouled by Brendan Terry on his path to the basket. 45-40 is the score. 9:34 to go in the second half. SIU Edwardsville up by 5, looking for more. 2 free throws coming for Rayshawn Taylor, who has 12 points.
One of Brian's friends, Lewis Walker from Chicago, a coach, had mentioned that Arnis Sakanis wanted to come to SIU Edwardsville. Wasn't about a scholarship. He shows up 2 days early, He's in the office getting ready to go watch his son play baseball. Coach Mike Waldo says, we have a young man here. We have a walk-on candidate. He walks out and he sees this 7-footer. He sees a 7-footer. So he walks him around campus. The rest is history. He starts as a walk-on. Now he's on scholarship and is making big plays in a trip to go to the NCAA tournament.
Taylor makes good on both free throws. Lead is 7 for the Cougars. They have 5 blocked shots, 3 of them from Sakanis. 9:25 and moving here in the second half. Lead is 7 for SIU Edwardsville. Now we have a foul away from the basket. Simo's got the ball, and I think they're going to have Rayshawn Taylor, with a personal foul on a block away from the ball. So now make that 16 fouls for both teams.
Yep, now it's huge. Now it's huge because there's obviously the free throw shooting is going to be big any night, but especially in this game. Who can get to the bonus by getting that next foul and then get to the double bonus the quickest?
Taylor has to check out of the game, Tom. He has 3 personal fouls.
He won't be over there long.
Our best player has to take a breather for the time being. Coming off a screen is Ward from the free throw line. Too hard, but he gets his own rebound. Over to Martin for 3. That's clinging off the iron, and SIUE pulls down the defensive rebound. Brian Taylor had it. Outlets to Declan Dillon across the timeline. 9 minutes to go. Cougars have the ball with a 7-point advantage. Slip screen to Sakanis. In the corner, Ring Malith for 3. He got the roll. It rattled around the rim and finally went down. Ring Martin for 3, and the lead is 10.
Ring Malith with the side step back in the left corner for a dribble in 3. Dribbles off the rim 3 times, bounces in.
Malith, a 31% three-point shooter. In the paint, going to work is Terry. Out to Stacker for 3, left it short, and the ball goes bouncing out of bounds on the baseline. Last touched on the shot out of bounds to SIU Edwardsville, and they have their largest advantage since they led by 11 to start the second half. Now it's up to 10, 50-40.
Well, now they've got momentum back, and they've done it on the defensive end. Sakanis has had a huge role. The shot by Malik was... Malith, I should say, was that was an uncanny shot. They're finding different ways to hang in this game without Rayshawn Taylor.
SIUE with the ball on a 9-0 run. Shot again by Malith. Perimeter right. That's no good. Fight for the rebound, and it goes rolling out of bounds on the sideline. And the officials converse with some eye contact, and they point the other way. The basketball is going to go to Simo here with 8:11 to play in the second half. And Simo has some work to do. Down by 10 points. They're on a scoring drought. They haven't scored in right around 3 minutes of game action.
But you know what's changed it again? The same thing in the first half. Jordan Pickett is guarding Robert Martin. And that size and that length is bothering him. And they're not really setting ball screens to get him free.
Martin on the drive with some separation. Pull-up jump shot from the free throw line, extended right. It's too hard. May have pushed off in the process. Missed the shot. Rebound Dillon. Taylor to Thomas. Thought about the 3. Thought better of it. Gives it off to Taylor between the circles. Taylor probing. Finds a cutting Thomas and scores. Great vision by Taylor to Thomas on the assist. And the lead is 12 for SIUE, their largest advantage of the night.
And all because Kyle Thomas passed up an open 3, went to his roll and got a layup.
This is Washington, forces a 3 from right of the point. That's off the back iron. Bodies everywhere fighting for the rebound. Ring Malith picks it up, goes in transition, count it, and put him on the line for the old-fashioned 3 in transition. Ring Malith with the finish and the foul.
What a play. He gets out. He looks like a guard. He comes down. He pushes the ball out. He Euro steps inside, lays it up with his right hand, gets fouled. That is a major league play.
He's got 11 points, 4 of 6 from the field, and a timeout on the floor. Our score here in the second half of the OVC Finals, it's SIUE 54 and Southeast Missouri 40 with 7:23 to go in the second half. We're back in a moment. You're listening to Conference Championship Week on Westwood One.
It's March matchup season at BetMGM. Ready to shoot your shot? Lock in your picks for this year's tournament with the sportsbook born in Vegas. Being on the sidelines is one thing. This March, get into the game with exciting state-of-the-art live tracking technology, exclusive sportsbook selections, and so much more. Check out BetMGM Originals for dozens of markets you won't find anywhere else. Take a shot at our exciting free-to-play games for your chance at scoring odds boost tokens, bonus bets, and many other prizes. Plus, new players can score up to $1,500 in bonus bets if their first bet loses. From the big dogs to the underdogs, March matchups at BetMGM is a player's best friend. Sign up to catch the excitement and experience college hoops like never before with BetMGM. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 years of age and older. North Carolina only. First bet offers for new customers only. All other promotions for existing customers. Subject to eligibility requirements and rewards may vary. Gambling problem? Call 877-718-5543 or visit morethanagame.nc.gov.
Lowe's knows that your deadlines don't change, even when your job does. But with Lowe's Buy Online, Pick Up in Store, we'll help you adjust on the fly. And when you absolutely can't leave the project, we can deliver to your job site as soon as same day. Lowe's knows pros. We help, you save. Valid on eligible in-stock orders and select zip codes placed by 2 p.m. for same-day delivery by 8 p.m. Subject to driver availability. Fees vary based on purchase. More terms apply. See Lowe's.com/same-day delivery for details.
Huge news. Right now at Wendy's, you can get a Son of Baconator for just $3. I don't think you understand this situation. The Son of Baconator is only $3 for a limited time. You know, smoked bacon, rich melted cheese. That Son of Baconator is only $3. Thank you to whoever wished upon that star. For bacon that just won't quit, gotta be Wendy's.
U.S. price and participation may vary. Prices may be higher in Alaska and Hawaii, not valid on a combo or on third-party delivery platforms.
Along with Tom Green, I'm Matt Taylor, and you're listening to Conference Championship Week on Westwood One, presented by Progressive Insurance. Here's a riddle from Progressive Insurance. What do your home and auto have in common? Progressive protects them both. That was an easy riddle. Learn more at Progressive.com. Speaking of riddles, Tom, how does SEMO get something going on offense? They're riddled right now, just 1 for their last 11 on that end of the floor.
I'm surprised they're not ball screening for Rob Martin. We're talking about Jordan Pickett, and with good reason. He's plus 24. He's got the highest plus minus in the game, and he hasn't scored a point because he's out there defending Robert Martin. You've got to get a ball screen. You've got to get Robert Martin maybe back off the handoff, but you've got to get him something going downhill that forces some switching or forces some helping, because right now Pickett is able to guard Robert Martin by himself.
Ring Malif knocks down the free throw, completes the old-fashioned three-point play out of the timeout. 55-40 is the score. Driving underneath the basket, this is Braxton Stacker. He was tied up, and so both teams now are in the bonus from here on out after that foul. It'll be 16 fouls on SIUE, so bonus the rest of the way after that one.
Stacker right there. Same time last night they came out of a timeout on the under 8. Got him going to the basket, much like they did right there. They need action like that to get back in this.
Ward inbounds to Washington, to Terry at the elbow. Dribble handoff to Washington, lost control of the ball. Hands off to Ward, drives underneath the arc to Stacker. 8 to shoot. Martin coming off a screen. Here comes the double team. Great defense out front by Declan Dillon. Forces a long three. Martin from the left edge, and that's off again. Rebound to SIUE. They've got a 15-point lead, Tom. That's their largest advantage tonight.
When they've got SEMO completely sped up on the offensive end. It's crucial that they don't let SEMO spread or speed them up over here like that.
Screen and roll. Dillon to Thomas on the flush. A rim rocker here at the Ford Center. The lead is 17 for SIUE. They are on a 16-0 run, and that is quieted for the time being on a nice dribble penetration by the Redhawks. They leave it off for Brendan Terry in the paint, and he finishes on the left side of the rim, and he is fouled in the process, so he'll go to the line to get one more. But it is 57-42 with just 6:27 to play.
Well, the previous play where they get the layup with Kyle Thomas, there was no pressure on the ball in the pick and roll, and Brendan Terry had his hands down at his side. It was an easy play. If you're SEMO right now, you've got to tighten up the pick and roll defense. You've got to find ways to get some ball screen and actions to get Robert Martin going. You don't want to force shots, and you need to take a breath. There's still a lot of game here left with 6:27.
Brendan Terry has 14 points. He's their third leading scorer on the team. It's the 18th time this year he's been in double figures as SIUE beats some of that press up the floor across the timeline with a dribble is Rayshawn Taylor. Taylor has 14 points. He needs just 4 more to become the program's all-time leading scorer, regardless of which division you're talking about. Another slip screen, another roll, and a bounce pass to Thomas, and he scores again at the glass, 59-43, and they dominate the paint once again on that possession.
They're doing it the same way they did it last time, a naked side, two-man game on the left side, finding the roll because there's no pressure on the ball or the roller.
Cross-court pass to Cole for 3 in the left corner. Again, that's his spot, Tom, but he's coming up short tonight. That one's long, 59-43 with a rebound by SIUE. 5.5 minutes to go in the second half.
Yeah, now you don't want to take too much time off the clock. You want to keep attacking, playing to win. Don't slow it down, but don't take any bad shots.
Thomas wheels it right side to Ring Malif for 3 from the right wing. That's hard. Skying high for the rebound. We have a fight between Taylor and Washington. Last touched by, I think they're going to say last touched by.
Yes, he had the inside position.
That's Washington who batted it out. So it'll stay with SIUE. 5:19 to go. 59-43. An 18-3 run here by the Cougars.
Now, when in doubt, you've got to get to the rim, get to the foul line. Don't take any tough jump shots, any early threes. Right now, if you're SIU Edwardsville, keep working on what's been going with what's been working for you.
Taylor on the drive in the lane, left it for Thomas, but he can't finish. Rebound by Ward. He's going to go coast to coast. Teardrop. It rolls around the rim. It will not go down. We got a scrum for the rebound underneath the far basket, pulled away by the Cougars. Across the timeline, they have it with Brian Taylor. High left on the perimeter. Guarded up now by Washington. 4:50 and counting here in the second half. 59-43.
If I'm Brian Baroni, I am not keeping Jordan Pickett on that bench very long.
It is Dillon on the drive in the baseline. He can't finish. Left it short. Good defense by Rob Martin. We got a whistle. Last touched out of bounds. They say by SIUE. Actually, they're going to call a foul. And we're going to go the other way. I think this is Declan Dillon.
Yeah, he fouled. He reached in. He missed the layup. There's contact on the layup. He wanted that. That is a very loose call when you look at that, and we're getting a chance to see it on replay.
Yeah. He's just swiping at the ball.
Yeah,
Tom.
It's off Dillon, but you can't call a foul on that. I mean, you just give him the ball. You don't give him the foul. So we got to be consistent here at the end.
So 18 fouls now on SIUE, so that will send Rob Martin to the free throw line. An 83.3% foul shooter. The first end of the 1-and-1 is good. Last night, he had 21 points, 36 minutes of action. The OVC Basketball Championships are presented by United Fidelity Bank. For more information about their highest available CD rates, visit UnitedFidelity.com. United Fidelity Bank, serving their communities since 1914. Second free throw by Martin drops in. 4:41 to play in the game. Timeout on the floor. SIUE Edwardsville 59 and Southeast Missouri 45 with 4:41 to go in the second half. We're back in a moment. You're listening to the Conference Championship Week on Westwood One.
Fabric Talk. Hello, my love. I am your living room carpet. I see everything. I feel everything. After a while, I smell like everything, including Sir Pickles, who you snuggle with while binging that dating show you can't stop watching. So, how about we freshen things up with Febreze Fabric Spray? Oh, and a big spray for my pals, couch and ottoman. Ah, yes, refreshing. Breathe happy, Febreze. La 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 la.
This is the story of the one. He's responsible for keeping a leading healthcare facility clean and safe. And he trusts Grainger's high-quality HVAC cleaning and safety products, combined with their world-class supply chain, to consistently deliver, ensuring he's covered inside and out, so he can focus on keeping his facility clean to help protect the health of everyone inside. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
For a limited time at Verizon, you can get our best price ever. That's 4 lines on unlimited welcome for just $25 a line per month with autopay plus taxes and fees. You'll also get the new iPhone 16 Pro, 4 of them for the entire family when you trade in up to 4 phones from our top brands. That's a new phone for everyone, only on the network you can count on. Verizon. Visit a store today. 20 monthly promo credits applied over 36 months with a new line on unlimited welcome. In times of congestion, unlimited 5G and 4G LTE may be temporarily slower than other traffic. Domestic data roaming at 2G speeds. Additional terms apply for phone offer. See Verizon.com for details.
Your business needed to hire someone yesterday. How can you find amazing candidates fast? Easy. Just use Indeed. With Indeed Sponsored Jobs, your post jumps to the top of the page for relevant candidates so you can reach the people you want faster. According to Indeed data, sponsored jobs posted directly on Indeed have 45% more applications than non-sponsored jobs. Plus, with Indeed Sponsored Jobs, there are no monthly subscriptions, and you only pay for results. Start at Indeed.com/credit.
Fans, you can listen to every game of Westwood One's coverage of Conference Championship Week on Alexa, plus both the upcoming men's and women's tournaments, too. Just ask your device to open Westwood One Sports, and you'll be able to select the game you want to hear. That's open Westwood One Sports to listen on Alexa. 4:41 to play in the second half of the OVC Championship game. 59-45 is the score. SIU Edwardsville leads by 14 points. They've got the ball, but they have to go the length of the floor. Full court press here by Simo. They get it into the backcourt. This is Taylor. Lobs it over to his cousin, Rayshawn Taylor, who's going to jog across the timeline, and he's pushed and bodied up. It's an ill-advised foul on Simo, and it's going to go on TJ Beal, and that'll send Taylor to the free throw line.
Yeah, that's just a ridiculous foul. I mean, you bodied him, you hit him, you're 6'5". Just stay in front of him. Just stay in front of him, guard. That's committing to your helping your own demise when you do something like that.
Taylor with the front end of a 1-and-1, and he swishes it through. Tommy's got 15 points, 3 away from becoming the all-time leading scorer for SIU Edwardsville. He already has that distinction for their Division I program's history. Second of 2 is good, too.
Well, he's played so well, and you're going to want to keep the ball in his hands as much as you can, be able to free him up. As they attack this pressure, they're going to have to make sure they have someone in the middle that is always available.
Lead is 16. Cole on the drive. Wheels it out to his teammate Ward. Back to Cole, and he's going to lean in for one. That's off the mark in the paint. And the rebound taken away by the Cougars as they cross the timeline across half court in the front court. 4:10 to play, and another foul. And this is Rayshawn Taylor. Again, he's bodied up by a Simo player, and it's going to send him back to the free throw line. This time, I believe they're going to nail the personal foul on B.J. Ward.
Yeah, and this is another foul you don't need. You don't need the foul. Just stay in front and pressure. You still have time, but every time you foul this early in the clock and you put a free throw shooter like this at the line, you're in business. Well, I guess you jinxed him. I did. You had him become the all-time leading scorer on those 2 free throws. That's your jinx.
I'll take that one. Misses the front end, so the lead is 61-45 still. And this is Beal on the drive. Establishes that pivot foot, goes up on Sakanis. Cannot finish, though, in the lane. And it goes off the rim. Rebound pulled down by SIUE. And they're having trouble navigating the press in the backcourt. Finally getting across is Rayshawn Taylor. Under 4 to go. And we have a timeout called by the Cougars. And head coach Brian Baroni wants to discuss things over on the far sideline.
What will be key for Brian right now is to get not only someone in the middle that's available against the press, but come up and ball screen and force some type of switch or trap. Not right at half court and not on the other side of half court, but somewhere in the 30-foot, 28-foot area and just keep attacking. Don't play keep away, all right, where you can make the next pass, the easy pass, and then get it back to Rayshawn Taylor. But again, don't make him play this game on his own. Make sure there's a ball screen for him somewhere early or late in the clock.
Well, the timeout's been upgraded to a full timeout. Our score here in the OVC final, SIUE Edwardsville 61, SEMO 45, 3:42 to go in the second half. You're listening to Conference Championship Week on Westwood One.
At Lowe's, our members get more. With the MyLowe's rewards programs, you can shop member-only deals for your home and business every week. Plus, members earn points on eligible purchases. So what are you waiting for? Join for free today. Lowe's, we help, you save. Loyalty program subject to terms and conditions. Details at Lowe's.com/terms. Subject to change. Free standard shipping not available in Alaska and Hawaii. Exclusions and more terms apply.
I'm Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I learned about atrial fibrillation the hard way. My symptoms would come and go. Shortness of breath, fatigue. I kept going. Then I got so lightheaded, I couldn't. My doctor said I have AFib, so I'm about 5 times more likely to have a stroke. Other symptoms, irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain can come and go, but the risk of stroke stays. If you have symptoms, tell a doctor. Visit notimetowait.com.
Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Spring forward with real unlimited data from Straight Talk this tax season and get a free Samsung Galaxy A16 5G or Moto G Power 5G 2024 with select plans. So you can stream games during Mad March hours, check the weather for April showers, and watch gardening videos about May flowers. Straight Talk, real unlimited data. Available at Walmart and straighttalk.com. Offer valid through 4/15/25. Taxes and fees apply. Requires purchase of single line gold unlimited plan or higher. For network management practices, visit straighttalk.com.
3:42 to play in the OVC championship game. SIU Edwardsville 61 and Southeast Missouri 45.
Get what you need, a middleman.
Rayshawn Taylor having trouble. He's pressured out front, and they throw it away. Trying to go into Sakanis, but he lost control of the dribble. Ripped out of there by Rob Martin. SEMO in transition the other way. They're down big. Under 4 to go.
How many times did we say you need somebody in the middle, Matt? And they're not there. You know the trap is coming.
B.J. Ward out front, hands off to Washington. He lost control of his dribble, and it's slapped away. SIUE picks it up off the turnover.
Now you need a very solid attack offense in the half court that puts someone in the middle and 2 people in the corners.
8 turnovers for the Redhawks. They're trapping out front near the timeline. This is Ward and Martin all over the ball of Rayshawn Taylor, and a foul is going to be called on SEMO. And for the Redhawks, that's their 10th team foul of this second half. So double bonus situation coming up the rest of the game for the Cougars. And that's going to send Rayshawn Taylor back to the free throw line here. Again, trying not to jinx the situation, but he's got 16 points. He needs 2 more to become the program's all-time leading scorer. See if he can get it done here from the free throw line. That one's good, so he's tied it.
He's tied it. He's standing there with a picture next to him. He gets a chance to be on the wall all by himself with this free throw. Let's throw the jinx out there, Matt. I think he's going to nail it.
He's got 17 points.
I think he's going to swish it.
And he does.
Look at that.
The all-time leading scorer for SIUE, Rayshawn Taylor. 3 in transition. Washington from the right wing. That's hard. Skying high for the board is Ring Malith for SIUE.
I don't understand this SEMO offense at all. You're flying, taking off balance, off the dribble threes.
Taylor on the drive to Sakanis, and he finishes at the rim, plus the foul. 65-45, the lead is 20, the largest advantage for the Cougars tonight. And they're taking advantage of all of these missed shots by SEMO, and Sakanis, who's been a rim protector on defense, now has a chance to get an old-fashioned 3.
Think about it. He's been there 5 years, but his redshirt year was the COVID year. The 4th leading scorer in the country of 4-year players that have been at their own school, stayed at one school.
Sakanis can't complete on the free throw. We got a tie-up on the attempt for the rebound between Terry and Ring Malith. And it's going to go on Malith in terms of the personal foul. And so that'll send SEMO to the free throw line. 2:39 to play in the second half. Tonight's broadcast of Conference Championship Week on Westwood One is intended solely for the private, non-commercial use of our audience. Any reproduction, retransmission, or other use of this broadcast without the express written consent of the Ohio Valley Conference and Westwood One is strictly prohibited. Terry with the first free throw, and it is good. But I want to double back to what you were talking about, Tom, with Rayshawn Taylor, a grad student, 5th-year guy, didn't play his freshman year. He tore his right ACL twice and partially tore his left ACL once. And he's going to go down as
Think about that.
Maybe the best player in school history.
Yeah, and he joins the list. It's got Eric Reynolds from St. Joseph's, Wade Taylor from Texas A&M, Cam Jones from Marquette, and then Rayshawn being the highest scorers in 4 years at the same school. Just amazing, the career he's had. Now he's a few minutes away from knowing he's going to the NCAA tournament.
2:25. Terry made both free throws. Now SIU with the basketball playing keep away, and now a trap on Rayshawn Taylor. And he's got a chance to go back to the free throw line and continue to pad his stat line. I think the foul is going to be called on Simo. It's either going to be on Martin or Ward. But nevertheless, 2 shots coming up for Taylor back to the free throw line with those 18 points. And again, the distinction of the program's all-time leading scorer. 65-47 is the score. And SIUE can start to feel it now, Tom. You've been in this situation plenty times.
Not as many situations with that kind of lead, but this is really good for them. Like right now, I haven't been impressed at all with how Simo's come back down and tried to attack being from behind. But you want them to take off as much time as they can right now. Don't give up anything easy. Don't foul any shooters. Keep helping. Have them make some passes.
2 free throws by Taylor. He's got 20 points. On the drive is Martin in the lane. Stops and pops on a fadeaway. In front of the rim, it's short. Rebound by Brian Taylor. 2 minutes to go. The lead is 20 for the Cougars. They erase it away across the timeline with Taylor. Here comes the trap. In the corner, Malith for a 3 in the right corner. That's too strong. On the baseline rebound, it's Washington.
That is a horrendous choice to take a right corner 3-point shot in that situation.
Stacker, shot fake, step back 3, straight away, off the left side of the rim. And again, the rebound, Brian Taylor, going to work some more clock here as they're going to quickly get it across the timeline and then slow things down to the half court. 90 seconds to go. 20-point lead for SIUE in the OVC championship game. Brian Baroni in his 6th season as head coach. His team about 80 seconds away now from going to the big dance for the first time. Late shot clock, long 3, and that's Taylor. It was short. Ring Malith tried to put it in with the backward slam, but he didn't have an opportunity to finish there. And the other way, it's Simo in transition, and they lose the ball out of bounds. Let's pause quickly, 10 seconds for station identification. This is Westwood One, your home for NCAA March Madness. It was Rob Martin fouled on the rebound, and his first free throw out of 2 is off the mark. Both teams now in the double bonus the rest of the way, but just 1 minute and 8 seconds to play in the Ford Center in Evansville as Martin's second free throw is up. He's got 18 points, 3 out of 4 from the free throw line. 67-48, SIUE with the basketball. And they're just a couple of possessions away from punching their ticket to March Madness at the Division I level for the first time. Taylor out front being guarded by B.J. Ward. Taylor knifes into the lane. Alley-oop for Sakanis. He can't finish at the rim, but it's put back up and in by Brian Taylor. 69-48, just 40 seconds to go. Across the timeline, it's Martin. 21 to shoot. Martin steps back from the foul line. Fadeaway, no. Malith clears the rebound. 29 seconds to go. So SIUE is going to have to work with one more shot clock. There's about 1 second difference between game and shot clock. But SIUE dribbling out front with Rayshawn Taylor. 15 to play. And the Cougars exploring how they're going to come off that bench here in 7 seconds. 5 to shoot. Taylor with the dribble, guarded by Stacker. Stacker rips away the ball, and there's the horn, and that's it. Tonight is a night of firsts. Southern Illinois Edwardsville is headed to the NCAA tournament for the first time at the Division I level as the winners of the Ohio Valley Conference Tournament. Final score here at the Ford Center in Evansville. It's SIUE 69 and Southeast Missouri 48. And Tom, they are popping corks in Edwardsville. The Cougars, they are the first team to punch their ticket to the NCAA tournament.
Well, I think half of Edwardsville is in this building right now, or maybe on their way. But the game plan that they had to go bigger on Robert Martin, to put bigger size on him, to get the glass cleaned up, to have the physicality that they needed to have, just so very important. And full disclosure, I'm so proud of Brian Baroni. He was on my first 2 teams at Marquette. He was on my staff at Marquette. He was on my first 2 staffs at Indiana. Absolutely proud of what he has done for him and his family. Over the last couple of years, he's lost. His father was basketball royalty and Tony Baroni Sr. He lost his mother, but he's got his family, and that is one incredible win for the SIU Edwardsville program.
It's Brian Baroni. He delivers the hardware for his program, and they are dancing for the first time as a Division I program. And Brian Baroni is over here courtside, and he is currently hugging his mentor, Tom Crean.
He did a great job. He did a great job.
And you can hear that embrace in the background right now. Unbelievable setting here. Final score, it is 69-48 as SIUE knocks off number 1 SEMO as the Cougars avenge 2 losses in the regular season to the Redhawks. And our player of the game right now who joins us courtside is Jordan Pickett. And Tom, I'm going to let you take it away because
do you know why you're over here, Jordan? Do you know why do you think you're over here?
Defense, man.
Exactly. You're plus 24. You had the highest plus minus of the game. You didn't score a point, but when you came in on Robert Martin,